Hello, everyone. My name is Sade, and I have been a model for the last 5 years, going on 6 years now. And I have been signed to three different agencies throughout my time as a model. And today, I'm going to be giving you some tips on how you can actually become a model in 2025. Now, the first thing is that you need to understand the role of a modeling agency. Now, an agency is there to develop and identify new talent and new models, to secure jobs, to negotiate contracts and rates or what you're going to be paid. And they also negotiate contracts within like the brands and whatnot. So an agency does all of those things on your behalf, and you don't have to have an agency to be a model. However, I honestly think it's the best thing, right? I will always have me an agency. I just think that it's the best thing that you can do if you are a beginner model, or if you are trying to get more experience, then an agency can definitely help you get that. Now, there are different types of agencies because there are different types of modeling. So we have high fashion agencies, we have commercial agencies, we have plus size agencies, there's child agencies, and there's senior agencies for people who are older and who still want to model and, do commercial modeling and all these other things. Now, high fashion is going to be more of your editorial stuff. It's going to be your big fashion brands. Think of Gucci, Fendi, Louis Vuitton. Those are going to be high fashion brands. For commercial, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're doing commercials. There are specific agencies that just specialize in commercials, but commercial modeling itself is more so print work. And it might be some of your more household names and brands. So it might be, that Lay's ad, that's considered commercial, or doing H&M, that's considered commercial also. So of course, plus size, that's pretty self-explanatory. You know, those agencies serve girls and men who are curvy, or I'm not sure exactly what sizes. I think maybe like a 12 or a 14 and up is considered plus size within like the fashion and modeling industries. And like I said, senior, and that's going to be older, and children. Yes, there are agencies that represent children because they have a different set of laws and things that they have to follow. Now, what makes an ideal model? It really just depends on what type of modeling you're choosing to do. And as far as ideals with modeling, I think that everyone can be a model. You just have to know what category you best fit in. Not necessarily the category that you want to fit in or the category you want to do. It's about where you fit in the best and where you are going to flourish the best. Now, if you are 5'10", then you might be a really good editorial model. If you have great lips and you have good skin, but you're 5'5", you'd be a commercial model and you're probably gonna book lots of beauty stuff. For me, I'm somewhat in the middle because I'm not super tall, but I'm not short either. I'm 5'8", and by modeling standards, that's not super tall to be an editorial model, but I can get away with it. And sometimes I do get booked for editorial stuff. Now, I do have great features and a great face for beauty. So I get booked for a lot of beauty stuff because of my lips, because I have good skin, and because I have nice teeth. And I also do some parts modeling. I've done hands. Oh, I'm missing a nail. But I do hands and stuff sometimes. So, those are all different types of modeling. And it just really depends on your unique features and your attributes. It also really depends on what your skills are also. A lot of modeling agencies, they want diverse talent. They want models who have a skill. if you are able to skateboard, there's so many brands that want people that actually know how to skateboard, or maybe you know how to rollerblade, or maybe you were a soccer player in high school. Those things will really help you to stand out because you never know what brands are looking for. So also having a set of skills makes you an ideal model. Being able to sing, being able to act a little bit, just being able to do some things. So I think what is most important for an ideal model is not just about how you look, but it's about your personality, your professionalism, and your work ethic. I stressed this in another video that personality is 90% of modeling and 10% looks. It's literally about like, what do you have to offer and how you sell yourself? How do you show up? I do think that you can be reserved and be a model, but I don't think that modeling is a place for you to be shy. You have to have a personality. And even with being shy, you have to figure out your angle and figure out how to work that. You have to be sociable. You have to know how to talk to people. You have to know how to network. You have to have a set of skills. For me, I ran track, right? And I ran cross country. So I can actually run. And sometimes there are jobs where they want people who can run because there's a certain form and technique that you have to have. For example, when the Olympics come around, there's usually a bunch of stuff going on, like campaigns that revolve around the different events. And they're looking for real track runners. And one of the girls that I know got a campaign like that, right? It's a great example. Another thing, I can hula hoop really well and for a long time. And it seems like one of those, like, who cares? But you never know. There literally could be Verizon commercial. And they're like, hey, we need somebody that can hula hoop. Send us your girls. So, yes. that set of skills is definitely a part of the personality, in my opinion. The professionalism is, again, how do you talk to people? How do you address these people? When you're emailing people and you're talking to them in person, is the professionalism there? This is what modeling agencies are going to be looking for. And brands that want to book you, they're going to be looking for a certain level of professionalism. And your work ethic needs to be at 100. You need to be ready to work. Modeling is a job just like everything else. And sometimes I don't think that people realize that this is a job. This is a career. This is my career. This is what I do. Okay? And there have been times when my work ethic was low. And because of that, the amount of work that I got was low. So modeling is one of those jobs where what you put in is what you get out. So now I'm going to tell you the next steps. And everyone thinks that it's building a portfolio. Yes, building a portfolio can help, but I honestly think that a lot of beginner models have no idea what to put in their portfolio. And sometimes it's a wasted effort because you have images in there that are not good because you didn't work with a photographer that had a certain level of quality, right? Or you just really don't know what images to put in your book. Now, some people may choose to go that route and to build their own portfolio. I personally think that it is best to just take your digitals, and I'll explain how to do that later, but I think it's best to take your digitals, apply to modeling agencies, and then let them develop you. If you don't have any clue on how to make a portfolio, just leave it alone. Because I have been there before of doing photo shoots, and I didn't pay for these, but I did test shoots and didn't really know what I was supposed to be doing or what I was supposed to be adding to my book. And when I went to my first agency, They liked my look, but I started to realize those images were not helping me get booked. And when I went to my second agency, we really had to develop my portfolio. So that's, again, that goes back to the role of what an agency is there for. And my mother agent really developed my portfolio. And my mother agent is based in New York. I'm signed with my Yanni Models in New York, and I'm signed with Next LA, in Los Angeles, obviously. So both of them are developing me because my books are a little different because they're different markets, they're different cities, and they both have different clients. So that requires me to have different looks. Now, for me, like I said, I don't think that beginner model should be working on a portfolio. Instead, you should be focusing on building your skills as a model and your digitals. And the skills that you need are going to be knowing how to network, knowing how to talk to people and how to do an interview, knowing how to pose. That's something that's pretty easy to learn. You can go on Pinterest, or you can look up your favorite brands and recreate the poses that you see their models doing on the websites or on their social media accounts. So learning how to pose. A lot of people feel like they need to learn how to walk only if you are going to be a runway model. If not, knowing how to walk isn't necessarily a skill that you need to learn. But if you feel that it would help you or make you a more well-rounded model, then I would suggest that you practice that. But you really need to hone in on like a specific set of skills. I personally think that is more important than building a portfolio. If you don't have good skin, maybe developing a solid skincare routine, getting more serious about your health and fitness, developing a workout routine, eating clean, whatever you need to do to get into that wellness lifestyle. But that is going to be a really big part of being a model. It's a lifestyle. It's not just following a diet. It's not just putting some skincare cream here and there. It's literally going to be your life, because being a model revolves around how you look in order to get booked by brands, right? So on to the digitals. So digitals really are just a set of photos so that agencies and clients and brands can see what you look like. So typically it's going to be an all black outfit, a tank top. Well, I have on an all black outfit, but this is not a tank top. I'm wearing a jumpsuit. Don't wear a jumpsuit. Wear a tank top or a crop top or some type of fitted top and some well-fitted bottoms. So I would say no leggings, but you can do jeans, or you could do like some pants. Maybe even like a cute little slack. Some slacks could work too. And then you're going to either do like a basic black shoe, like some Converse or just some black sneakers, or a black open-toed heel, or a black like closed-toed heel. But those thick block heels, leave those at home. Do not wear those. No. You need some real heels with a little skinny heel, or some booties. Wear something like that. Make sure that it's form-fitting and that it's flattering. You also should wear something that you feel comfortable in. That is so important. Feeling comfortable in your clothes, because you are about to take these images. And this outfit isn't just for taking digitals. This is also going to be what you wear later on when you have an agency meeting. So you need to feel comfortable and you need to feel good in what you're wearing. No makeup. No makeup. Whenever I do my digitals, all I have on is sunscreen, or maybe like a tinted moisturizer, and some lip balm. Not even lip gloss, like literally just like some lip balm. Nothing too shiny, not too much. I'll also do mascara because my lashes are really curly, so they look short and I need my lashes to be seen. So that is all I will do, and just make sure that I am very well moisturized. I have short hair, so I don't really have to worry about my hair. And just make sure that, again, it looks moisturized and it looks well kept. If you have long hair, then bring a hair tie. When you take your digitals, do some with your hair up away from your face and some with it down. Now, you're going to need 4 different shots. You're going to need a close-up or a headshot. This is literally just like from here on up. And when you take these, some straight on with a serious face, some smiling, some, profiles, then you're going to do full body, literally just what it means, just full body. Do some regular, non-posing, and then do some with slight variations in body movement. Then you're going to do a 3/4 shot, which means from your waist up. And the same thing, you're going to do some smiling, some not smiling, and some with a little variation of movement. And then you're going to do profile shots. Like, you're literally going to turn your body all the way to the left, all the way to the right. Now, I have talked about Models Dot in a previous video, and I honestly think that this is one of the best resources for models that is out there, because it is so good for so many different things. And I think a lot of times I've seen models miss the mark with taking their digitals. And if you are not in a big city, like for example, me, I'm from South Carolina. Now, there aren't any big modeling agencies here. So for me, I really had to make sure that I nailed my digitals. And with some of the agencies that I applied to back in 2019 and 2020, I did not nail my digitals. They were bad. Looking back, I see all of the mistakes that I made. And I think that a lot of models, they make mistakes like not having good lighting. They don't know how to pose. They have on too much makeup, or they have on the wrong outfit, and they're not taking them at flattering angles. Now, those are, tips. The lighting needs to be good. If you can do natural lighting, then do that. But a light like I have is good, because this doesn't look harsh. This looks pretty natural. I could dim it some, but I've used my ring light to take digitals, and those same digitals ended up getting me booked for a job. And then you need to have a neutral background. You can use a brick wall. I've seen that done. And then if not, literally just a blank wall like this. Nothing too loud, just simple straight wall. I will put some examples in here of me and my digitals that I've taken with my agency. If I can, I will put like a before and after, so you can see what my digitals look like back in 2020 versus what they look like now. And I just recently took digitals maybe a month or 2 ago with my agency. And yes, you should be updating your digitals. So you should use Models Dot as a reference for taking good digitals. Go on there and you will see like the top models. You'll see different models that are ranked, and just look at what their digitals look like. Take note on how these digitals look. You don't have to get professional digitals done. You don't have to have a camera. Just use your phone and have a friend help you. If you don't have anyone, get a tripod. I have so many tripods, and I've been taking my pictures for years by myself. Get a tripod and a clicker and put that self timer on and take your own digitals. Go find you a wall. Make sure that you have on the right outfit. Yes, and use Models Dot as a reference. Now, since we're talking about Models Dot, the next thing is doing your research on agencies. You are going to use Models Dot to do your research. You've already figured out where you fit in as a model. So now, if you said, okay, I'm a commercial model, you're going to use Models Dot to research commercial agencies, right? So these agencies are going to be broken up based on like cities and different things like that. So if you're looking for a commercial modeling agency in LA, then you can filter your search for that. Now, what you're going to do is find 15 to 30, yes, 15 to 30 agencies and apply to them. Now, each agency has a a submission portal on their website, and a lot of people don't know this. You can literally just apply on the website, follow the directions exactly as they say. There are some agencies that do not have a portal, and it's very few. I can think of a couple off the top of my head, like DNA Models, because I applied to them years ago and I had to email them my portfolio, and they did email me back. Now, that's just one specific case, but for the most part, you're just gonna submit the digitals, and usually you would hear back within maybe 2 weeks. And if you don't hear anything back, then that usually means no. But that doesn't mean that you should stop. Like, persist and keep trying. Maybe analyze what is not good or what you can do better about your digitals, and just go on from there. Now, I think what's most important is following these agencies. If you are in a big city like Miami and you're able, or Atlanta, if you're in one of those cities and you're able to go to an open call, then you should. You need to be following these agencies because they post their open calls on Instagram and TikTok all the time. And honestly, I think it's better when they get to see you in person. They literally get to put eyes on you, your features. They get to see your height. They can measure you. They can, do all of that stuff. And they get to see your personality. It does not translate at all over an online submission, over a form. But in person, you can sell yourself. Now, the interviewing or the auditioning process, I always say that a model interview or meeting is basically like a job interview. So if you make it to this point and they either decide to schedule a Zoom call, or they, you go in person to do the casting call, what you need to do is make sure that you have prepared yourself. You need to be confident, and you need to have a positive attitude. Now, your casting outfit is going to be similar to what you wear for digitals. Again, we're all black. Make sure that you bring a bikini just in case they want to take pictures of you. When I went to visit when I went to visit all the agencies that I was trying to get signed to in LA, that's what I always had: a pair of heels, because I think I wore boots to my meeting. So I had a pair of heels and I had a bikini. And when I went to see Next, they took my digitals in my regular clothes and in my bikini that same day. And those were the images that they used for about 3 to 6 months before we shot again, recently, so that we could change them and update them. So you also need to be prepared for the questions that they're going to ask you. Number one, you need to have a 1 to 2 minute elevator pitch about yourself. Who are you? What do you like to do? What are some hobbies or some cool and unusual skills that you have? Like, hey, my name is Sade. I'm 25. I'm from Columbia, South Carolina. I speak 5 different languages, which include blank, 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 and blank. I can hula hoop for at least 30 minutes, which is one of my unusual or cool hobbies. I really like to make jewelry in my free time, and I make cool necklaces for my friends and my family. Something like that. Practice that. You also need to make sure that you prepare for the questions that they're going to ask you. So most of the time, they will have you fill out some little questionnaire or form. And this form will have like your name, age, location. They'll ask if you have tattoos, piercings, any special skills. Do you have your passport, any modeling experience, that type of thing. And then when you actually do the interview, they're going to ask you, why do you want to be a model? What are your modeling goals? What type of modeling are you interested in? And you need to have your answers prepared. You also need to have a set of questions to ask them. And it's not just about it looking good. Like, it does look really good when you ask questions, but these are things that you actually want to know. For example, I wanted to know if they were if they would want me to change my hair. And that's important to me because I am not willing to color my hair. I'm not doing that. But if they wanted me to try a different look or go longer, then I could do that. But I need to know where their head was. So that was a question that was important to me. So I do have a set of questions that I always ask, and I will put those down in the description. Now, back to the professionalism and the positive attitude. So make sure that you are on time. I suggest being early, but you're always on time. You need to make sure that you're reliable and you're positive. Again, no one wants to work with someone who is unprofessional, they're late, and they just have a nasty attitude or disposition. Now, for the rest of my tips, these are just general things. You need to make sure that you're making healthy lifestyle choices. Again, you are a model. You need to have a good diet, a good skincare. Again, work on your mindset and your confidence, because all of those things are like, they go together. It's a lifestyle. It's not just a job. This is your life now. You know, you need to make sure you're getting enough sleep. You're exercising. Skincare, self-care, beauty regimens, all of those things are going to be really important, you know. And if you don't have a lot of money, that does not matter. These things do not have to be expensive. You can develop a skincare routine with products from the drugstore. If you can afford to get your own eyebrows done, you can do them yourself. Learn how to wax your eyebrows or pluck them or thread them. I've learned how to thread my own eyebrows. It's been saving me so much money. You know, if you can't go get a facial, give yourself an at-home spa day. Do your own facial. Get a facial steamer. You can steam your hair and your face with that. And, whatever else. If you can't afford to go get waxes, get a wax pot and do your own waxes. You cannot let money be the reason that you don't become a model, because that's trivial. Creativity is what gets it, not the money. How creative can you be with what you have? Again, if you can't afford to go get a wax, do it yourself. Learn how to do it. Learn how to do all of these things yourself. And again, being a model can be expensive, but it doesn't have to be. So knowing how to do all of these things for yourself is a great skill to have. Knowing how to do your own hair, all of those things. So next, you need to make sure that you're learning and growing. Take modeling classes. Also your social media. If you don't have a presence on social media, it's not necessary, but it helps. You never know who is watching. It could be the agency that wants to sign you, or it could be a brand that wants to work with you. So maintain a decent social media presence. And there are classes on how to do that. Practice posing. Like I said, that's something easy. You can set up your camera and with a friend and just do a little test shot or test shoot, or you can do it by yourself. Practice walking if you know that you want to do runway. Not just if you want to do runway and you also fit into, that category and the standards, then yes, practice your walking. And also learn public speaking. That will help you so much. Again, you're going to be doing interviews and castings, and you have to know how to talk to people and how to sell yourself and how to be personable. So that's a really great skill to have. Acting lessons can also help, and singing lessons, again, you just never know what these brands are looking for, and having those skills can help you book even more jobs in the future. And again, if money is an issue, girl, get on YouTube. YouTube University is free 99. So make sure you use the resources that you have. And there's also AI tools. Use ChatGPT, use Gemini, use all of these other free AI tools and ask, hey, how do I do this? How do I do that? But yeah, remember, like I said, modeling is a job that takes skill and personality. It's 90% personality, 10% looks. It also takes persistence and patience. I had been trying to get signed for 6 months before I actually did my first time. And that is okay. It is okay, right? It's not about how you start, but how you finish. Just remember that. Remember to be patient and to persist. You know, if you don't hear back from them the first time, that's okay. Wait a couple weeks and try again. Not just try again, make sure that you do better next time, and then you try again. But yes, I hope that these tips have helped you. And if you found this video helpful, please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one.